Gary Neville launched into a rant at the British government live on air during the World Cup. Manchester United icon and ITV World Cup pundit Gary Neville launched into an attack on the British government for their treatment of nurses, during a debate live on air over whether this year's tournament should have been held in Qatar. Tens of thousands of nurses took action this week in protest of their wages, and Neville felt that it was hypocritical for Britain to criticise other countries such as Qatar amid issues back home in the UK. Before France and Argentina contested the final, Neville gave his thoughts on Qatar hosting the World Cup. "I always thought it was a nonsense that you shouldn't have a World Cup in the Middle East and in the Arab world," Neville told ITV. "I think that's been put to bed. You have to have a World Cup in every region, and what the World Cup has done is brought this region together, a troubled region. I think that's become more balanced throughout the World Cup, but it doesn't change the working system which, right the way through the region, and a working system through football the conversation has started. But it's important, and we should detest low pay and poor working conditions, and that is something we can never accept in this region or in any region. It is just worth mentioning, in our country, there is a country that is demonizing rail workers, ambulance workers, and terrifyingly, nurses. So in our country, we have to look at workers' rights, but certainly where football goes now, we have to pick up on workers' rights wherever we go, because people have to be equally treated. We can't have people being paid a pittance to work, people in accommodation which is unsavory and disgusting. We can't have that. It shouldn't happen with the wealth that exists, and it shouldn't happen in our country where nurses are having to fight for an extra £1 or £2. Neville, who also spent time as a pundit for Qatari state-owned beIN Sports and was heavily criticized for his decision by the public and during his time hosting Have I Got News for You by Ian Hislop, is not the only ex-England and United man to receive backlash for supporting Qatar, as David Beckham has seen his public image take a hit for taking a reported £150 million to be an ambassador to the country. After deciding to work for beIN Sports and holding an interview for The Overlap in Qatar with Beckham prior to the tournament, Neville hosted BBC's HIGNFY show where he was given a brutal dressing down by Hislop. "The others have been very gentle with you, Gary, but the elephant in the room is still there," Hislop said. "You're commentating there, aren't you? And what's the defense?" Neville replied, "You've got a choice, I think, haven't you?" Before Hislop added, "What? Going or not going?" Neville then explained his decision and claimed that he was prepared to speak out on the human rights issues, treatment of migrant workers and criminalization of homosexuality in Qatar. Thank you for watching our videos. Subscribe to our channel to get notifications when we post newest videos. Thank you and goodbye.